You might not be able to see, but this birch tree is just jammed in amongst those other 3 trees there. See if I can pull it out. Now, the reason I'm not cutting this up here, I guess it makes sense, because why carry out a bunch of little pieces when I can carry one big piece out and cut it up right over top of my pile up top. The one disadvantage of pulling this out is the tree will get dirty, which will dull my saw, but it's like 6 one, half a dozen the other. It's been a couple of days since I hauled this out of the weeds. I kind of got rained out for a few days. Last thing I remember talking about was dragging trees out of the bushes. They tend to get kind of dirty. Well, not so much with the Mini X, because you're lifting one end right up in the air, so it's just one end that gets dirty. But more often than not, I'm using, a pickup truck or ATV quad or whatever to pull trees out of the bush, because usually I'm doing it up the mountain, and they tend to get quite dirty. And also not so much birch. I don't really usually cut birch. I usually cut Douglas fir or spruce, and the bark is much more textured, so the dirt just hangs on to them. And here at home, I mean, if need be, I can take the hose and I can blast the dirt off before I cut the tree. Well, up there's no hoses, so you're going to be cutting through some dirt. And I'm going to show you a couple of the things I do to kind of mitigate that a little bit. One of them is, when I pull trees out of the bushes, I do not cut the branches off first. I leave the branches on and pull them out of the bushes. That way the branches help to keep them kind of up off the ground and a little bit cleaner. So I'll cut this piece up and show you another trick that I do. It's all about dirt and chainsaw chains, they're like mortal enemies. As soon as you hit a bit of dirt, your job becomes 10 times harder. So you want to avoid the dirt as much as possible. Let's get this one up in the air and I'll show you what I do. I'm going to come from underneath. That way, if there is dirt, it throws it out that way. It doesn't carry that dirt all through the saw and the log.